Hello everybody, Flick here. It's time for yet another Let's Look At, and today we're taking a look at Assassin's Creed Origins by Ubisoft, specifically Ubisoft Montreal, I believe. This is not exactly a timely look at because the game's over a year old at this point, however I only just got around to recently playing it so that I would be prepared for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which we'll be seeing a look at of some form in the future, be it once I finish the game or just some first impressions. In Origins' case though, this is a review, I guess, because I have finished the main story. I did the majority of the side quests that I saw along the way, although there's a lot I left out. But it's also not a review copy. I just bought it for myself in the Steam summer sale, I think it was. I'm going to jump into my file in progress so we can talk about the game. It's, as I say, after a story. I have access to New Game Plus. I can't guarantee there won't be any incidental dialogue that might give any kind of spoilers, so just be forewarned about that. I'll try my best to avoid anything like that. We'll just do side quests, if anything. Took me 24 hours to finish the game, which is a fair length, I would say, especially coming off of something as disappointing as Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which was like 10 hours long. The story for this one is we are playing as Bayek of Siwa. The game is set in Egypt, and he is a Magi, or Magi? I can't remember how they pronounce it. But that's essentially a peacekeeper or sheriff of a specific region of Egypt. He is promoted to be the Magi of all of Egypt, and primarily his main desire / focus is to avenge his son's death. Very early on in the story, his son is murdered as part of a strange ritual involving the alien race that came before humanity within the Assassin's Creed universe. So his focus is he just wants to find everybody who was there present and murder them. That's his personal goal. That's what he's after, he's interested in. His partner, though, is on a more kind of like crusade to get Cleopatra the position of Pharaoh. It's set during that particular time. Cleopatra wants to be Pharaoh, but her younger brother, Ptolemy, I think it's pronounced, is Pharaoh. And it's also around about the time that the Romans started coming to Egypt, and the Greeks as well. So it's a stage that's being set for what eventually boils down to the origins of what would later be known as the Templars and what would later be known as the Assassins. It's the origin of that, hence the game's name. But the primary focus is not necessarily on that until very near the end. It's more so about this guy who wants revenge. Now, I went into Assassin's Creed Origins blind. I had no interest in it because I got sick of Assassin's Creed's once-a-year formula after... Unity was the last one I played, I believe, the French one that was on PS4. I remember doing a look at of that. Ignored the one that was set in England after that. I did not care anymore. But I did hear that they did a lot of things different about this one, and unlike the previous few Assassin's Creed, it was reviewing very well. At time of writing, I'm not writing a goddamn letter. At time of speaking to you through your ear holes, it's gone down to mixed reviews on Steam, and I don't know why. I don't know if they've done some patch or some DLC that's pissed people off, but it used to be overwhelmingly positive and it's dropped down to mixed. And on Steam, when that kind of thing happens, it usually means they've just done something to piss the Steam user base off. I don't know what it was. Prior to being on mixed, it was on overwhelmingly positive. So, because I went in blind, as soon as you jump in, the first thing you're in is Bayek fighting with somebody. And it's like, here's how you do this. And I was like, oh, this combat is entirely different to the previous Assassin's Creed. You've got a level. It's a lot more like, well, it's not, I was going to say God of War, but I mean like new God of War, not old God of War. I'm trying to see if there's like just a guard around here I could pick a fight with to show you. There might be. There's some treasure over here, and that means it's usually guarded. But yeah, I know the change in combat style and having a leveling system instead of just gear upgrades probably put a lot of people off. I, for one, was pleasantly surprised. It was a nice change. And I was glad that they were finally trying to do something significantly different with Assassin's Creed rather than just being the same thing again. There's also a bit more depth to, pardon the pun, to underwater stuff in this game. Now, where was that treasure? There's treasure over here. Pardon me, gentlemen. I could just pick a fight with those people on the horses, I suppose, but... well, now that I've said it. I don't like the guy at the front. That wasn't me. No, they know it was me. I've unlocked this skill to steer my arrows, incidentally. You don't start with it. I'm hoping the other two will come off their horses so that I can have a proper fight with them. Oh yeah, ignore that I've got a flaming sword. I forgot about that. It's not actually story connected, believe it or not. Yeah, you're killing your poor horse because you refuse to come off of it. I don't want to burn the horse, but you're forcing my hand here. So there's light attacks, there's heavy attacks, and there's a special adrenaline bar. Oh, smoke screen means there's one of those assassin type ones here somewhere. You shot at me, but I don't know where you are. Is that really from all the way down there? Huh, I guess it was. They're running away. Cowards. Never mind then. So that was a little taste of gameplay. We'll get into more and I'll show you some voice acting once we find a side quest. But I'm trying to... Oh, that sounded like a guard. Somewhere. The parkour is generally exactly the same as the previous. It's only the combat that's changed significantly. For the better, I feel, but I know that some people rightfully don't like level grind. Especially when I believe you can purchase your way to getting levels for free. I think. I've never looked at the store. Where even is it? Store. Time savers. Yeah, this crap. I hate this crap. It's a bunch of money, bunch of materials. Ability points, which is what you get for leveling up. Yeah, this kind of stuff. I didn't touch it. I didn't feel like my gameplay was hindered. I felt like I was leveling up at a fair pace. Like there's armor sets. Helix credits. How much are they charging for Helix credits? 500 of them is £4. Most popular, best value. Yeah, right. That'll be right, pal. And then there's like packs. I think there is like DLC level packs. You can get an undead camel. Interesting. I don't know if these are just gear sets. Well, there's a season pass, but yeah, the hidden ones was a story DLC, and I believe Curse of the Pharaohs was also a DLC. I don't know if it was like it's mystical, so it's not considered canon. I'm not sure. Oh, you can have a unicorn. If you own Final Fantasy 15, you can get a Chocobo, which is the only mount you ever need. So yeah, I didn't touch any of that stuff, but it's still disappointing that it's a new thing. It's a new way to try and sap money out of people who don't have time to grind. And it makes people look cynically at the level up system as a result. Fairly, I feel. Anyway, this is what the inventory system looks like. You can collect hides, pelts and things from animals you kill, which you use to upgrade your base gear, your hidden blade, your quiver, your glove, which give you more health, armor, damage, etc. You can also upgrade your weapons. You buy weapons and just pick them up from corpses or treasure, loot, etc. And there's also a bunch of bows. I only have one bow equipped, even though I have 2 slots, because I only ever want the Predator bow, so I can do those lock-on shots because they look fantastic. And you can change your outfit and choose whether or not to be hooded. Hair, because I think Bayek looks better with his hair than he does without, personally. So that's why I did. And you can muck around with what mount you want as well, if you like. Pretty simple to understand stuff. That's what I will say about the parkour. It seems like you can parkour more flat surfaces in this one. It's less finicky about you not being able to scale a wall. Maybe slightly less realistic. Another new mechanic is that you have your bird Senu here, which you use to kind of constantly to try and target. Like for instance, there's treasure in there and it's being defended. Don't ask me how it can see through the wall. Yeah, this place is filled with guards actually, isn't it? And then there's another treasure over there. So this probably means there's a lot of people here and I might not be allowed to be here. If the Temple of Ptah up the top there changes to red, it means I'm trespassing. Are you going to be mad about me standing here? No, you're cool. Alright, he's cool. His level is above him. My level, I think, is 34, 35, something like that. Looks like I need to get to those stairs if I want the treasure in the basement. I don't mean to get overly distracted by this. Right, there's no staircase here, never mind. I'll teleport somewhere where there is a side quest of adequate level. Got a big play area and I never even went to some of the areas. Like this area here. I think that's just implied the level you need or the defense you need. But yeah, there's a bunch of areas not used as part of the main story. I assume maybe they're used for the DLC. But I don't know. You know, if we zoom in a little bit, let's see if I can find myself a side quest near the start of the game. Level 21, Higher Education, Cat's Cradle 32, Synopsists, Level 21, we can do one of them or both of them depending on how long they take. So yeah, let's fast travel to Alexandria, the Greek city, and we'll see what that quest is involved, and we'll get to hear a little bit of Bayek's voice acting. As far as the main character goes, I really like Bayek. I think he's a very good character. He has a wide range of emotions, unlike certain Assassin's Creed protagonists. Connor! And he's likeable. He's the most likeable character that you played as since Ezio, in my opinion. He was a joy to play as. He is a little difficult whenever his wife is going on about the grander picture. It's just like, no, I don't care. I just want to kill the people who killed my son, or our son rather. He doesn't really care about much else. So he's single-minded, but that's every character's gonna have a character flaw, and that's kind of his. And part of the story is him realizing that it's not just about avenging your son. There's something bigger going on. Anyway, we should be able to hear him talk a little bit for the side quest. I think this is a follow-up to one I've already done where I saved these people. Language.
Think twice before attacking my poets again. Bayek, it is finally time to celebrate with my muses.
Shouldn't you stay to oversee your actors?
We must find time to work on the next play. Bayek, you must come.
This celebration better rival my own events in Siwa.
I believe we're going to go get drunk and have sex?
Bayek, this
Okay.
will be an excellent night. Let us hurry.
Oh, I meant to track it, but I didn't track it.
You will be our guest of honor.
There we
I
are.
remember the celebrations we would have in my house in the
I forgot to mention I'm playing on PC, but I'm using a 360 controller.
They have become less so of late.
These Phylakitae suffocate our celebrations. They know nothing of poets. They think they know truth.
You know it better.
Of course! Truth comes from chaos, not order.
I guess he's finished talking because he started moving faster. So what about these brothels then? Hey, if you're jumping on that horse, I don't have a horse, hang on. I don't have a horse at all, I've got a camel. Get back here. See, the side quests, there's some fun ones, there's some generic ones. It's like, oh yeah, just grind out some XP by doing this. But Bayek being very amiable helps the side quests feel interesting. Like, when an NPC is being dumb, he'll point it out. He's not ashamed to do it or unwilling to do that. He's sarcastic when he needs to be. Oh, does he? Oh, it's a bunch of...
I should have known those louts would follow us.
It's more fun to fight off the camel, I feel.
I'll kill you.
Oh, he died. That it? Where'd my camel go? You just knocked that poor pedestrian over. You didn't finish the job.
We must make haste.
But what about the drinking and hers, though? So I will be linking the Steam store page for Assassin's Creed Origins below. You still need to use Uplay if you get the PC version, which sucks. It's just it's the tax you have to pay to play a PC Ubisoft game.
My home, finally. Prepare yourself, Bayek. This is a night you will not forget.
Last time I got drunk, I woke up next to a bunch of pigs. I mean that within the game and real life.
This is grand, Vanos.
Bayek, come. Enter our very own elite.
Please no nudity, please no nudity, please no nudity.
Welcome to the land of truth.
Oh, there was some nudity.
Thanos, your plays are getting better in age. They are well improved.
And this is it, where the poets of Alexandria find respite.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Gennadios! His men must have come after us.
Oh, more killing, rather.
Come, bring your blade.
I will fill my inkwells with the blood of these Metrocoites.
That sounds rude.
They come, Bayek!
Ah, no, that red marker on the radar is a special mercenary that... well, there's a bunch of them that get... Oh, hello. Yeah, you really shouldn't have just stood still and let me assassinate you, buddy. Whatever, though. There is a parry mechanic. I've played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The parrying mechanic in Odyssey is far better. It feels more easy to use. There is a heavy attack system that you have to do to break people's guards. Ally health slow. I'm going to change weapon just to show you a heavy weapon. They're pretty fun to use. It's very Dark Soulsy when you're using one of these. Die you corpse. The special for this one is just like you go nuts and do more damage. I think you have more poise, believe it or not, as well. Oh, right in the balls. That's not where you want to hit a man. And nothing else was said on the matter. So we got some dual swords, but they're obviously very bad compared to what I'm using because this is a lower level quest.
Metrocoitus, they have slayed some of my muses. Drakon, my favorite poet, will live, thankfully.
There must be a way to stop them permanently.
Bayek, we are blood poets now. This is our chance to bring people to our cause.
No, Milnip, get out of here.
Freedom.
Give me some time. I will talk to my people. Find their strongholds.
Phylakitai is near. What level is that one? Because I'm high enough level. Oh, he's level 20. I can probably take him now at this point. I've never killed one of these yet. I accidentally shot your horse. I hope you're happy. Now, what I was going to say is there's a lot of like bigger enemies. Oh, hey, I've still got... I was going to call him Thanos. It's Thanos. It's close enough. There's a lot of bigger enemies who are just like, they're immune to a lot of combo attacks. It's tacky artificial difficulty that gets a little annoying. But this guy is getting wrecked, thankfully. Right in the balls. It helps that I've got someone who's able to distract him so I can get combos in his back. But yeah, they're taking less damage from attacks as well. It's not even just the level difference, because obviously I'm massively out-leveling him now. It's just they have a lot of resistance. Just going to poison his corpse in case anybody tries to collect it. And we got a golden sword.
Bayek of Siwa, styling himself as a Medjay, is sought for crimes against the rule of our glorious pharaoh. Orders to kill me. Those who hold them must die before I do.
You seen this guy's leg? Assassinate the Phylakai? I don't know how to pronounce the word. Because they're called Phylakitai sometimes, which is easier to see. Phylakites, maybe? But it looks like you have to get to level 40, which I think might be the max level before you can take on the final one. But yeah, they just patrol Egypt after a certain point. Usually you just have to run from them because they're so overpowered. But thankfully I can kill the lower level ones now with relative ease. There's a lot to do on the map. There isn't just quests and side quests. You've obviously got fast travel points you can unlock by getting to places to synchronize, treasures to collect, cash to use to build costumes. And then there's places like this as well, which is just areas where... Oh, I've actually cleared that out. It's just... Oh yeah, I remember clearing that out. I couldn't find the bloody treasure. So I couldn't finish the place. I cleared this whole place out of soldiers. I just could not find the treasure. Yeah, but we don't need to do that. Let's go see some more dialogue, and then that'll probably do. Overall, massively recommend Assassin's Creed Origins. I really enjoyed playing it. Past a certain point, like the point at which you're told this is the point of no return, there's like 2 or 3 hours of gameplay after that, but you're ferried around from location to location very abruptly, and I heard murmurings that the end of the game was rushed in order to get it out in time for its planned release, or whatever they were doing. I don't think it didn't come across as rushed to me, just very like... I don't know, abrupt. It didn't feel like they were rushing what was happening within the context of the story. They were trying to ferry you to places in a quick way. So I guess I can agree with that, which was a little strange. But you're put back on the map afterwards anyway to do the stuff that you missed.
Phoebe, you will be the death of me.
Now, let's see what's up with this side quest.
I will be your salvation. No more olives, no more payment to rent a press.
Pay attention to what you have in front of you, idiot boy, not the mirage you see in the distance.
But what?
No, I missed some dialogue there.
Medjay, your help is needed again. My idiot son left my offering in his papyrus, which he lost. I cannot sell my oil without giving thanks.
I did not lose it. The guards took it. The papyrus is my life, Medjay.
They go too far, these guards.
The papyrus had my notes. Those bastards threw it on a boat.
I will look into this, Tefibi. And I will find your offering, little mother.
He's just a good guy. He's likeable. Alright, so that's out at sea by the looks, so we're going to need to commandeer a boat. Why? Because hippos and crocodiles are bloody vicious, that's why. That's a boat we can take right there. So let's do a little bit of that. But yeah, overall, nothing but recommendations, really. As far as problems, the combat against some of the quote-unquote tougher enemies that are just really just cheat. It can get annoying, but once you start unlocking additional tools, you can work around their annoyingness. Let's use the bird to find my objective. It probably dropped into the water unless it's on that. There it is. As for the stuff that's going on in the real world outside of the Animus, it's the start of a new tale. I wasn't particularly interested at first. It does get more interesting, I would say.
These guards will know better than to trouble the Phoebe from now on.
Well, they won't really know anything because they're dead by Bayek, but still, I see your point. Just going to steal your loot first before I confirm the kill, if you don't mind.
This is the papyrus. And the offering. Both the Phoebe and Jepo will be happy.
Alright, we'll hand this quest in and that will do. I'm linking to the Steam store page, as I said. It's available currently at full price, which given that Odyssey just came out is a little... I don't know, it's a little... like, why are you doing that? kind of thing. I would say because Odyssey is out and it's a direct follow-up to this, give it a little bit of a wait and wait until it's on offer in a Steam summer sale or a Ubisoft weekend sale. It is worth picking up, but now that Odyssey is out, I would say try and get a deal on it. It's as fair as I can be about it, I feel. Would I have been, like, disappointed paying full price? Well, no. I think I would have still had enough enjoyment out of this at fair price. Full price rather would have been fair, although I did end up getting it in a sale. So yeah, I got a deal. I really enjoyed Origins.
Now I'll prove to them that I can match them in wits.
Still spouting your nonsense. The Greeks will never accept you.
Yes, they will. I'll be.
I know the mother's voice actress, but I can't place her.
Your offering. Now you can return to selling your olive oil.
I worry about him forever. It is hard to understand when you do not have children.
Allow Phoebe his chance.
Oop, someone just phased through me. Nothing to see here. That feels like to me that there's another follow-up. Anyway, we hit another level up, so I get an ability point and my damage and health goes up. I don't know the percentage by which either is increased, if it's a set amount per level or not. You're just eating carrots and stuff at the docks? Weirdos. So there's a big skill tree. I've only got one ability point though, and I think everything I have requires 2 or more. A bunch of unlockable skills. Most of them were moderately useful. Some of them I didn't use at all. Unless you just want to be cool. Like there's a skill where I can aim and fire my bow while jumping and time slows, but it's quite hard to aim. Still kind of cool. Take that, barrel in the water. But this has been a look at Assassin's Creed Origins. I don't know why it's sitting on mixed reviews on Steam at the moment. I'm going to assume that's DLC related, so nothing to do with the base game, which was enjoyable. Even if the end was a bit rushed, the story is completed. It sets up a nice new arc that hopefully they do something good with this time. But even if they didn't, the overall stuff you can ignore. Self-contained story set in Egypt. It's fun. I liked it. Go check it out if you're interested. Thank you very much for watching, and ta-ta for now.